So, after I went to Jolly, I'm trying to think if there was any other places that we went after. Not sure. But, I'm sure we stopped in a couple other stores. But we walked back out to the taxi. It is so funny how much taxis want to charge you if they think it's your first time in Cancun. On the way to Plaza Las Americas, they were like, first off, we were at like Avenida Bonampak, or like maybe even a little bit further than that. And he was like, oh, 70 pesos. My ass, bitch, I'm not paying you 70 pesos. Like, hell no. And then I was like, I'll give you 25 pesos. And he's like, okay, yeah, bitch, okay. Pop the trunk, let's go. Don't make me go Jersey on you. So, he helped us, whatever, takes us there. And then I was like, since he was nice to us the ride there, because he was actually talking to us a little bit, even though he tried to rip me off at first, but I guess that's just what they do. I asked him for his number so he could pick me up and take me to, oh, I'm sorry, that was the next guy. my apologies, that was the next guy. So that was the guy on the way to Plaza Las Americas. When we went from Plaza Las Americas to Club Casablanca, we took another taxi, and I kept asking different taxi drivers, because the guy said it's not far at all. Like, when I asked him how far it was, one of the guys in the mall, he's like, it's not far at all. Not at all. And, the first taxi I asked said 50 pesos. The next one I asked said 35 pesos. And then he's like, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? And I told him, and he was like, yeah, 35 pesos. And I was like, nope, no thanks. He's like, good luck, you won't find one cheaper. And I'm like, yes, I will. So the next cab actually only charged me 20 pesos, which was nice, because I think usually it's supposed to be 25. But I still gave him 30 anyway, just to be nice. So that was the guy that gave me his number and his cab number, and I said, listen, I said, I'm going to need a ride at this time, only if you're not busy. If you have someone else in your cab, please feel free, you know, keep it on. But I'm going to need a ride back either to Avenida Bonampak, where the bus is, or to Plaza Las Americas. And he was like, okay, and he gave me his number, but for some reason when I tried to call him, I think he must have had Movistar, because I have Telcel, which is like a Mexican phone company. I activate it when I go to Mexico just to make it cheaper and easier to contact my friends who live there, and especially when Norma had my baby too. But he must have had Movistar, because even when I tried to call Uli's mom, it wouldn't let me. I'm not sure why. Actually, it wouldn't even let me text her, which is weird. She must have had Movistar too, which is what I'm thinking, because all my friends who have Telcel, I have no problem texting them or calling. So, yeah, so that guy, we waited like, I told him anytime between 6 and 6:15, I think that's what I said, that I would need a ride, because I think the class was 5 to 6. But I didn't know how long I was going to talk to my friend for. Actually, I think it was 4:30 to 5:30. I don't know. But I just told him that, I think, no, it must have been 5 to 6. I said between 6 and 6:15 I'm going to need a ride. And I said, so if you're in the area, stop by. And we got out at like 6:05, and I was like, well, let's just hang out here a couple minutes. I think we waited until like 6:15, 6:20, somewhere in between there. And I was like, alright, I guess he's not coming. He's probably busy, it's okay. And they're like, oh, he's not coming, let's just go. I'm like, dude, like, we're on vacation. Hey, you can relax. You can relax. We're not like, you know, we're fine. So I walked up like 10 feet, 20 feet, closer to the road, and I like hailed a cab, whatever. And I asked him how much to Plaza Las Americas, and then how much, David said that he wanted to go back to the hotel, like I said, and he was saying it would be so much for ours and then so much for David's, and then apparently he tried charging David something different, or maybe he tried to charge Norma something different. I forget what it was, but not sure if it was that time or the time when we had Norma and David in our cab. But either way, I hate when they try to jit people. But yeah, so that was that one. So you have to be really careful with cab drivers, and if a cab is going to say, like, no, sorry, I'm not going to take that, okay, on to the next one. There's 700 cabs, like, at any point in time that just pass by you. Like, there's so many, it's crazy. It's like New York. But after that, I think we just took a cab back to Avenida Bonampak and then took the bus back to the hotel, and then we went to bed. Thursday, I decided that we were going to go to Golden Parnassus. So we woke up, we had breakfast, and then I was like, well, we can take the bus, but I think it's fun to walk the beach. So I was like, let's walk the beach. And it was really hard, and it took, especially because I have like a bad ankle and all the beach erosion and stuff. The beach is like like that, somewhere between like there and there, like that. At certain points, like it's so steep, and like when you're trying to walk, it's like your one foot that's on the slant more sinks into the sand, and your other one barely sinks, so it's almost like you're limping, even if you're not. And it's like, I already have like a hurt ankle, so it was really bothering me, but I just learned not the really thick sand where everybody lays, and not like the wet sand where the slant is, the hill, but like in the middle, it's like half and half, and it's so much easier to walk on. Because I always wonder, like, how the fuck do people run on the beach? Like, that shit must hurt. And they're running in, some run barefoot and some wear sneakers. I guess like beach sneakers or sneakers they don't care about. But we walked there. I would say, I don't think it took us more than an hour. Maybe it did. I don't know. But all I know is that I wanted a drink. Like, I didn't care what kind of drink it was. I just needed something to drink. And we had Julius with us because the beach is public. So, yeah. Oh, which reminds me, I forgot about something on Tuesday. Oh, well. Well, I was tanning topless on the beach at Great Parnassus. And it was just awesome because people were like, oh, like, usually you have, like, the people who are like, oh, there's kids here, put your top back on. But, like, nobody cared, and nobody should care because we're all born naked. I don't understand the thing about nudity. I don't get it. Like, I'm a nudist, and I think that's the way you should be. It's natural, it's normal. Like, and people are like, oh, well, there's kids. Okay, well, why are you teaching your kids to be embarrassed of themselves? Like, I will always teach Julius that, like, his skin is beautiful and he should love the skin he's in. And honestly, like, I've been doing a lot of research about nudism. I'm not going to make this about nudism, but just in general, a lot of research about it. If kids are raised in a nudist family or in a family where they can walk around nude if they want to, it teaches them, like, to have better self-esteem, and then when they get older, they actually have less curiosity about a lot of things. And they have a lot more self-esteem and a lot more confidence in themselves. Even if they don't have the perfect body, they know they love themselves so much. Like, look at me. I don't have the perfect body, but I have the perfect body for me. I love my body as it is, and I'm always trying to work on it. But whether it changes or it stays the same, I love myself. And people might be like, oh, you're too big to be topless. I'm sorry, last time I checked it didn't concern you at all. Just look the other way if you don't like it. But yeah, it was only this one Russian chick. She kept saying something in Russian, and she was like, oh, the naked chick. And I was like, okay. Which it was really funny because I'm not sure why. I think I was drinking. But when we left and we were packing up, I acted like I was reaching for something deep down in my bag since she was right behind me. And I only had like my G-string on. And I was just bending over so deep in that bag just so my ass would be all up in her face. Oh my god, it was awesome. Because like I said, I get immature when people like get on my nerves. And it's not like she was pissing me off, but I was just like, okay, I'm the naked chick. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty much me. Like, I always joke about being the naked girl. Everyone knows me as a naked girl. It's not a big deal. So I only really pissed off 2 people during my whole trip. And it wasn't on purpose. Until they had a problem with it. And then I was like, no, it is on purpose. Because when I believe in something, I'm going to stand up for it. And I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me cover up my choo-choo. No, that's not me. I am who I am, and I am not ashamed of my body, myself, or anything else. I'd be more ashamed of being publicly drunk than ever being naked. Ever. But anyway. So, Wednesday was that. Thursday, we walked to Golden Parnassus. As soon as I walked on the beach, I was like, alright, let's free these titties! And Brandon had Julius on the beach, and I was like, alright, I said, let me get you something to drink, because I'm sure you're thirsty. And I was like, well, give me some time, I'm going to go up there, say hi, whatever. And I saw Megan and Matt, said hi to them, and I think it was Jose and Guillermo working. And I got a pina colada, which I actually drank the entire Bubba keg of pina colada before I even got back to Brandon on the beach, because that's how thirsty I was. So I got him a beer. I forget what David got. But, yeah, and I told Megan and Matt that Brandon and Julius was on the beach, so, actually, that's right, Julius did get to meet Megan. So they went down, when I went down there to give him his bubba keg, they were down there talking to him, and, I don't know, and then there was a couple chairs cleared up and whatever, so I actually pulled a chair from across the pool, well, from like 20 feet away, next to ours, next to Megan and Matt, so we could hang out with them. And then I was just tanning topless, just like relaxing, waiting for tequila volleyball to start. And then I checked on Brandon, and Brandon said that, I forget what he said, but he just said that he didn't want to be there, and that, he wanted to go back to the Great with Julius. And I was like, well, if you want, you know, walk up the side, the public beach access point, and then take the bus back. And I was like, that's fine. I was like, are you sure you're going to be okay? I said, you know, do you care if I stay here and have fun? He's like, no, have fun. He's like, me and Julius are going to go have fun at the other resort. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I felt bad because someone had to be designated parent. It was his day. So, but yeah, so I had fun, and, you know, I was just laying there, tanning, topless, my G-string, not really caring, just enjoying life. And then I asked David to take some pictures of me tanning and put them on Facebook, because that's who I am. I'm not I'm not ashamed or embarrassed of myself. And I'm trying to think. Oh, and then they said it was time for tequila volleyball, so I was like, woohoo! And actually, David was in the pool, and he heard these Canadians saying, these young Canadians first off, they were like, oh my god, I can't believe that she would walk around like that, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I really wish people had, like, more self-esteem and more confidence in themselves. And, like, one of the reasons that I keep going back to Mexico, and, like, the reason why I'd rather be in Mexico or rather than, like, America is because Americans, and I guess Canadians, well, I don't know, my other Canadian friends are not like that. But in America, people are just so judgmental. Like, who cares what someone else does with their life? Like, live your own life and be happy and not care what anybody else thinks. And I just felt, like, really bad for them that they have a beautiful body, but they're so, like, I don't know, they're too ashamed to show it, or they're raised to be embarrassed of their bodies, or to think that they should be covered up. Like, that's the biggest shame there. So I was like, oh, whatever, they can talk shit about me if they want to, it's just because they don't have the confidence to do what I do. And it's not that I have a better body, I have big boobs and, you know, whatever, but I definitely don't have, I'm not going to say I have a better body than anybody, but it's just that I have confidence, and that's what matters. It's not about how big or how small you are, it's just whether about you love yourself. And everybody should love themselves, like, a lot. Because you're the only person who's ever going to be completely looking out for yourself. Just love yourself. This is the only skin you get. It's not always going to look good. Sorry. But your skin is not always going to look good. Just enjoy it while you have it. And even when you're older and it doesn't look good, flaunt it anyway. Who gives a shit? Just enjoy your life. That's all I say. So, I played tequila volleyball, topless as always. Carlos is the manager now, so he didn't really get to come down to the pool. And there was 2 new entertainment staff. I didn't really know them. But usually Carlos wears my bikini top because I'm topless. But he didn't come in the pool, so, and I didn't know these people, so I definitely wasn't going to talk to them that much. But I played tequila volleyball, and I'm sitting there dancing in the pool, and, like, I'm trying to, like, dance underwater, like, as much as I can, because A, it's a little bit cold on top of the pool, and B, I don't know. I was just having the time of my life, and they were playing music, and I'm just sitting there, like, shaking it underwater. I'm like, woo! And, I don't know. And then, what was it? After that, I think we lost both times. Our team pretty much sucked. So, after that, I went back to tanning and put more lotion on and stuff, and then, I don't know, I was just trying to soak in as much sun as possible before the sun went down. And then there was a wedding going on, and it was really pretty, and it's not the first wedding that I've seen there while topless, but I think it's actually the second one. But I don't really remember the first one much, I guess, because it's not fresh in my mind. But anyway, But I was like, alright, cool, wedding's gonna happen. So I'm not in front of like where the weddings usually are. I'm like more on the side, like here already. This is the front. Let me go over here. This is the front. I'm like over here. Like it's like a semicircle and I'm like a quarter of the way up the semicircle. And like I made sure I wasn't where the photographers were. It wasn't like a big deal. But apparently to some old lady it was like the end of the world that I was topless during a wedding and I was disrespectful. Because she actually had like the audacity to come say something to me like it was gonna matter later that night. And like I like literally laughed at her and she didn't even tell me what I was doing wrong at first. She's like, you should have some respect. And I was like, what did I do? And she's like, what you're doing is not attractive, young lady. And I was like, what did I do? Like, if you're going to tell me I'm doing something wrong, at least tell me what I'm doing. And then she, like, literally ran away because she was scared. And then she came back later and she was like, there was a wedding going on and you didn't even have the decency to put your top back on. I was like, it's a topless resort. She's like, no, it's not. I forget what she said. But still, you should. I'm like, it's an adult-only topless resort. And I'm like, I'm on vacation. Like, I don't really care. And, like, I felt like the rest of the night, like, I'm still by the pool area. Technically, I still could have freed my TTs. I felt like just taking my top off right there and just shove them in her fucking mouth. I don't know. I was just kind of, like, not pissed off, but I was like, really? Like, she really came to say something? And I thought it was fucking hilarious that she is that sad that she had to come say something to me. And it's not like I'm the only topless person. I mean, like, I don't think I saw anyone else tanning topless, but that's not going to stop me from tanning topless. I don't want fucking tan lines. And I just want to tan European style. There's nothing wrong with that. And, sorry, I have Hershey Kisses. I'm really excited about it. And then, I guess she didn't like that I wasn't upset by her, whatever. So she talked shit about me the rest of the week. And apparently she got like half the tiki bar against me. Ooh. My half the tiki bar was talking about what a nut job she was because I wasn't doing anything wrong and I was beautiful. I actually had people coming up to me wanting to take pictures with me because I had the confidence that they didn't. So, I'm going to make another video. I'll be right back. Mwah!